Hello and welcome back to the Outer Worlds. We are doing the fight at the end of the labyrinth. I'm not sure, but I think this is endgame, possibly. Brave New World. We already confronted Sophia. We gotta fight this beast. Let me see. What do I got? Flamethrower. Uh,
Everyone all right?
okay. Um, how do we get up there? There it is. Got him. Gotta go upstairs. Let's see what's down here, though, real quick. All right. Go up those steps. Woot woot.
Why won't you just die?
Get me out of here!
There we go. We got him.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough.
Nice.
I know, my friend, I know. And now it's finally over. The board's finished. It's only a matter of time before the entire system slips from their grasp. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
Yeah.
Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing.
Mm.
2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
Hold on, Doc. Are you telling me the Earth went dark 3 years ago, and the board's just been covering this up?
They've been incredibly effective at concealing the truth. Right now, the only people in the colony who know are standing in this room.
Wow.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
Yep.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own. Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
Hmm.
I can't tell you how glad I am to hear that. When I revived you, I thought we were going to save this colony all by ourselves, but I was wrong. We can't save Halcyon on our own. We're all going to have to pull together, somehow. We are not a colony anymore. Our last connection to Earth has been severed. I don't know if we'll survive, but we're going to have to try our best.
Nice.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan.
Hey, achievement.
But the stranger that
Completion of
arrived
the
in
game.
Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on.
Nice.
In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Left leaderless, the people of Stellar Bay and Amber Heights were slowly but inevitably picked apart by the wildlife of Monarch. Bolstered by her status as savior of humanity, Lilia Hagen ushered sublight salvage to a new golden age. Her company grew bolder and more transparent over time, muddying the line between lawful and criminal for the entire colony. the Sublight family would thrive for years to come. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide McDevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor.
There you go.
Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse. A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An optimistic estimate suggests her work may have bought Halcyon another few years of survival. Adelaide would never know. She died that winter. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers, schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising.
Nice.
The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed.
Dark times.
Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe.
Oh, that's cool.
Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace.
Nice.
Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. She seemed to prefer the company of Ada to the crew, and she could often be found neck-deep in cables and grease, telling Ada funny stories from her childhood. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada, and they formed an unusual bond. She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently as its chief and sole engineer. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, an MSI subsidiary of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail, or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. Though he was always haunted by the failures of his past, he was determined to make things right by building toward the future. Dr.
Yep.
Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. The revival project was hard and painful work, but in the end, despite limited resources, over half the Hope's colonists were successfully revived.
Wow.
Even after Wells passed away, the Hope scientists and engineers worked night and day to pull Halcyon from the brink of collapse. Their efforts continue to this day, which may be reason enough for optimism. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Life will never be the same in Halcyon. It is widely agreed that the colony has a chance of stabilizing within a generation, owing to the hard work and determination of the surviving colonists. Recovery is a distant goal, and the path is long and uncertain. But the people of Halcyon carry on, determined as ever. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Yay, we did it. We did it. That was a really fun, cool game. I liked it a lot. I enjoyed all the, what do you want to call them? Like quests, I guess. In the beginning, I didn't really have a clue what I was doing and didn't realize that if I did this or that instead, that it would cause some of them to be, I don't know, closed or failures. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. Look at all these people that worked on this game. Amazing. Tell me what you thought of it. I know it didn't get a huge amount of views, but it was fun. I know a lot of people had seen it in the past. But yeah, you know, new people join the gaming industry or whatever you want to call it every day. So why not play the games from the past, right? Just want to see if there's anything at the end of this that I should show once all these scroll on by. Very cool game. Special thanks, KT, for saying yes. Very cool. There's all the people that played the characters. Their names, that's pretty cool. Game on. Absolutely. What are we gonna do now? I love it when games have bonus material at the end of this. I don't think this does, but it'd be pretty cool. Even if it's just a little achievement. We'll see. Should be getting there. Freaking 2 minutes worth of video words scrolling. Sorry. I didn't think I was ever going to get done this game. It seemed like it took forever. I thought I was going to super suck at it, but didn't super suck. I just kind of sucked. But I had fun. Oh, come on. Gotta be getting close. Singapore. Rest in peace. Babies born during production. Wow. How cool. Do 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 do. Here we go. That's the end of the music. Should be close to the end. If it's starting all over again. Not sure. Doo-doo. We were 18 minutes, I think, into the video when we started doing the the credits. And we're at 23 now. Gotta do it. It's Chinese, French, German, Polish. Wow. Quality assurance. Must be to put the game in all the different languages. Japanese, Korean, Polish, Russian, Spanish. That's pretty cool. Do 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 do. Wow. Like, imagine all these people got some sort of a paycheck. Some sort of a paycheck. That's crazy. Oh. Oh no. Are we doing this all over again? No. Should be able to speed it up. Alright, I'm gonna let it keep going. gotta be something at the end of it. There's gotta be. It's a cool looking ship. I'd think that like all the little bits that stick out would just like come off out in space though, right? Really engaged. Well, come on. What in the world to play next? So much stuff to choose from. Come on. Brazilian, Chinese, French, German, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Polish, Russian, Spanish. Murder on Eridanos? Oh my lord, again? Boopity boopity. So much fun. This game was just so much fun. Running around, and finally when I figured out how to upgrade the weapons and that kind of stuff, that was pretty cool. Seeing what the different weapons did to different enemy types, whether they were people or whatever. Game on. Done soon. Dude. Let's do it. Can't fast forward. One baby born during production for that one. Right? Wow. On. Holy cow, people. Just a coordinator for this last DLC, I believe. Crazy. That should be in the... Oh, I guess the DLC clips into this, right? So it makes sense. Okay. Back me now. Dude. Excuse me. Do body animation. Animation. furthest. Mission capture team. Wow. Wow. It. Unreal Engine. We're at the end. Getting close. AMD. Yes. There we go. There's the end. 19 minutes later. No, I think it's like, yeah, 13 minutes. That's it. That's all I get. Nothing. All right. Well, that's the end of this one. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in whatever the next game will be. Bye.